Hey guys, and welcome back to Zillennial Support Group, the podcast from your co-hosts Marriya and Silvana, 97 Babies, here to talk to you about Zillennial culture, the early 2000s, late 90s, and just, offer a little emotional support for anyone who's struggling with the today times and
Me.
the apocalypse. It's thunderstorming right now in New York, so very apocalyptic vibes. The world's ending. I'm super like hot and sweaty right now because I don't have AC. I think we addressed that last week. So I don't know what this hand movement was.
I'm fanning you down.
Okay, thanks. It's actually helping a lot. So much. Thank you.
I'm new to technology, but I think this will get through.
Yeah, maybe
If that little boy in like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory could enter a TV, then I think like the breeze from my hands should be
right.
entering
Love
get
that
to you.
movie. Good, solid British film.
I hated that movie.
What? Wait,
Well, like the new one
which
with the
movie?
blueberry freaks me out.
Oh,
Hate the
I hate
blueberry.
Johnny Depp and what's his face, the director, Tom Cruise,
Oh,
Tim Burton,
I thought did
a TM name.
I thought you meant Tom Cruise directed, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's a little known fact for our listeners that Tom Cruise directed Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
So I love the original movie Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which was mostly about the character Charlie. And then Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the remake, was mostly about the character Willy Wonka, and also fuck Johnny Depp, fuck Tim Burton, Tom Cruise, all of them. I hate all of their work creatively, and as people, they're not that great people either. Anyways, just shots fired. I don't know.
Wow.
Just rageful mood lately, but it's because of the weather.
Yeah.
But
Getting heated outside and inside.
yeah, we'll see how frizzy my hair gets over the course of this episode. Um, but yeah, on that note, nice, good British media. Ooh, can you hear the thunder?
No.
I love the vibes. Oh my God. Okay. I'm getting sidetracked though. This has to be a short episode. I don't want to edit 2 hours again. It was so much.
Also, we have to leave at 8.
We both have to leave at 8. But okay, so today's episode is about the British invasion. We're talking about the cultural invasion, not the Beatles. We're talking about the rom-coms of the early 2000s. I made a list because I was watching some movies and I originally wanted to do a Lindsay Lohan movie marathon, but all of her movies are not on streaming, or at least streaming platforms that I have. But yeah, I couldn't watch any Lindsay Lohan movies. So instead, all I could find were all these like British rom-coms from the early 2000s. So I have a list. I have Love Actually, The Prince and Me, starring Julia Stiles and some no-name guy. Wild Child with Emma Roberts and Alex Pettyfer. Um, Angus Thongs Perfect Snogging, which is a childhood favorite. What a Girl Wants with Colin Firth and Amanda Bynes, and then Bridget Jones. So I feel like there was a huge moment in like 2003 in that sort of window where all of these rom-coms based around people living in England were like really hip. And also a lot of like Americans interacting with England. And I don't know if that was like a Prince William being of marriageable age thing, words, or if it was like, I don't know what the occasion was, but it was just like the hip thing at the time. I feel like Love Actually, there's a lot of American British crossover love stories. Wild Child, American goes to England, falls in love with a Brit. What a Girl Wants, American girl goes to England, finds out a Brit's her dad, also falls in love with a Brit. Very spiky hair. And then Bridget Jones, Colin Firth.
And isn't it sad that now we actually have an American marrying a Brit, right? And it didn't
and
go
they're
well.
So bitter about it, those fuckers. Anyways, I love Meghan Markle. What a treasure. Anyways, and then also a movie I forgot. Oh my God, it just came to me when I said Colin Firth, and then I totally forgot. Oh yeah, Hugh Grant was like a big rom-com guy back in the day, and he was really British. So there was Notting Hill as well, another American celebrity falling in love with a British guy. And then the 2010s came and everybody was like, no love between the Brits and Americans. No movies about
No
American
love,
and British
just
people
war.
falling in love. Just war. But yeah,
Make
also,
war, not love.
right? Also, side note, personal update. I am losing my voice slash lost it and it's coming back. I don't know what stage I'm in it right now.
Did you
I'm on
like?
my third dose of Dayquil.
Oh no!
So
Did you make a deal with the Sea Queen?
Sea Queen, no.
Okay.
I was just recounting my past weekend. I don't
Okay.
recall.
Well,
I went out a few nights though, so I don't know if I
mhm.
remember everything clearly.
Yeah.
But
If you were
anyways,
like,
I
you would
did
know
do that.
that. You
Actually,
did.
me and my friend definitely spent a good hour in my apartment screaming Whitney Houston songs before we went out. So
That's where they got
I think
you. Did
I
you
think
see
that's
the
where it happened.
eels anywhere?
The eels, no.
Oh,
We did
okay.
have rats in the city though. We
Right.
saw a
So that's
rat.
yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to discuss these movies and how you sort of perceive them when you were younger, if you watched them when you were younger, if you watched them later in life, if you've seen them at all, or if these movies impacted your perception of British people growing up and like as you became more aware of actual British people, did they prove true? Or like, actually, also fun fact, on one of my nights out, I met a British person. I think he was an actual British person, but his name was Josh, kind of a skis bag. Um, and
Josh, if you're
yeah.
listening, change your ways.
No, I don't want him to find me. Scary. But I think that's the first real British person I've met besides another girl. And then our friend Holly, who we were interviewed by that one time.
Once.
Once.
Best friend.
But here's the thing is that I've watched a ton of British YouTubers my whole life. So I feel like I've had that connection to British people and like what at least their lives were like as British people growing up and going to school and stuff. So I feel like I've had like this British presence my whole life. And I feel like they feel that the same way about Americans. So I do find it interesting.
For some reason, I thought you were gonna say, and they feel the same way about me, and then they just like all have this connection to you, Silvana.
British people love me specifically. Oh my god. Uh, but yeah, life, man. I wish I was there. I bet it's not 90 degrees right now in England. But
But they have like
yeah,
no AC.
that's true. But
They're not.
so yeah, you want to answer any of the many questions I posed like a minute ago, but then kept rambling? Do you remember any of
Could you
them?
post them again?
Yeah. So uh what's your experience watching these movies like? Did you watch them as a little kid? And did they impact the way you viewed British people growing up?
Um, I don't know. I mean, like I watched. I don't think I've ever seen Love Actually.
So you've never seen Love Actually?
I've seen part of it, and then I saw like What a Girl Wants
Mm,
and The Prince and Me. Um, but I mean, like I don't know. I mean, I never really thought about it. I mean, I think that all of America had like this stage of being obsessed with like Europe in general. Like, you have
yeah.
like the Lizzie McGuire movie and
Did she go to Europe? Oh,
yeah, she went to
Rome,
Italy. Yeah.
but
And
not
she was
like
like
England. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but it was like sing to me bello. Um and I
Oh
don't
my
know.
god.
I just feel
Okay,
like
okay.
I mean, like my mom was born in Oxford and
Oh,
like that because that
really?
was where like my grandfather got one of his PhDs and so it's like I
Cool.
knew England from how like they described and stuff and then I was in the um I ran a bunch of high school or not high school musical Harry Potter, Hunger
Yeah.
Games and Percy Jackson like
Maybe it was like a Harry Potter thing that because the series was like around that time,
mhm,
they were like, oh, let's explore more of British media. I don't know.
maybe yeah but like I think it's like I ran so many Facebook pages for Harry Potter and Hunger Games and Percy Jackson and Harry Potter musical that
Oh
like
yeah, Harry
and it
Potter
was
musical. I
um
loved that. The OG Darren Chris. I want his hair back. Anyways.
um but like I had a lot of like really good British friends who I thought
Oh
that we were really
yeah.
good friends. but
Aw,
I don't know.
cute.
We've never
Aw.
talked again. Um,
Never talked again.
I mean, like, after, like, middle school, I feel like we all
Yeah.
kind of left the game. I don't know
Aw, that's
what's still
sad.
happening. I don't know if, like, Facebook pages are, like, still a thing. I don't know. I was a pretty big deal. I ran, like, a site with, like, 70,000,
That was
like,
kind
I
of a
had
big
a
deal.
fan page.
Aw. Wait, for your account or you ran a fan page?
I kind of ran a fan page for myself, because you, like, would tag all of the posts that you were, like that you had posted with, like, your little
Oh,
username thing, and I
okay.
had a bunch of people who followed my little account.
Aw,
Yeah.
cute. Wow, I can't believe I've been in the presence of a celebrity this whole
I
time.
was an influencer of, like,
Wow, the
10
OG.
people.
Aw,
I knew British people somewhat, so it, like, wasn't that, like, strange, I guess, to me.
yeah. Because because what was striking for me having a conversation with a British person
Mhm.
like a few days ago was like, oh, I've like only interacted with British people online, which makes sense because they're literally not physically
Across the
here, they're in
pond.
England. But also the only other girl in person that I interacted with that was British, she was American. Her whole family spoke with an American accent, but she just lived in America or in England the first 5 years of her life before she came back to America because her family
Mm,
like moved around a lot for their jobs or something. And so she just decided to keep her British accent. And it
yeah.
sounded so fake that
Wait,
I
was
just
this
like
what
had to
year was
change
this?
for her. It was 2013. And so she was like
See, I knew
dead ass
someone like that in
17.
high school.
And so she'd been in America since she was 5,
Hmm,
but just refused to assimilate, which is fine. But her whole family spoke with an American accent. And I feel like you speak with the accent your family speaks with.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I
and
don't know,
then
I
because it kind of
tried to
reminded me of, sorry, it kind of reminded me of how Gillian Anderson, Gillian Anderson. Oh my God, which one is it? Which one? There's Gillian Jacobs. Gillian, yeah, Gillian
and then I
Anderson.
played Jillian Kick-Ass Anderson
Oh my God. Oh my
in our
God.
web series.
Flashbacks.
Unofficial Port of Visitors now streaming on YouTube.
A plug. Um, now streaming. But she moved to America when she was 13 and had lived in England since then. And she was so bullied for her accent that she changed it
Oh, wow.
and then had an American accent her whole life. And like this bitch who I met was just like, I'm gonna keep my British accent that I developed in like 2 years or whatever, or 5 years or whatever. But
But I tried to have one. Because so
yeah,
after, was Voyage of Dawn Treader was
yeah.
Voyage of Dawn Treader the last Narnia
I
I think came
never
out?
read them.
No, the
I only
movie.
watched I only watched the first movie. I
Oh,
never
well,
watched
I
the
think it
other
was
ones.
Voyage of Dawn Treader, and then I was like, "I'm going to be in the next one."
Aw,
And I was like, "I
you're
am
so,
going to get
I
the
feel like
accent."
okay, so here's a hot take is that I feel like you're one of the most ambitious people I know, and like
Who
no
didn't
one
do
would
anything.
expect it. You didn't know. You do a lot, Marriya, but it's just like no one would expect you to be ambitious or like competitive, but you are.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Um, it's
I,
very
like, would go
interesting.
home and I would practice my British accent, and I would, like go on, like, tutorials and stuff, and I would grab, like, my book. I think it was Silver
Mm.
Chair or something was the book that they were going to make, which they never made the last Narnia, so it could still happen. Okay.
Oh
But I
yeah,
would, like, get it
yeah.
out and I would read it in a British accent, and, um, and then I would, like, go on Facebook and find the cast of Narnia and try to network
Oh my
with these
God.
people who are obviously not the cast of Narnia, but were obviously, like, trolls, but I would ask them for, like, audition tips.
Audition tips? Oh my God. Have you ever gone in an audition, Maria?
Yeah. Well, not for, like, for theater and stuff, but I would ask them for, like, tips on, like, a monologue or, like, how they got their start.
Wait, what have you auditioned for?
I mean, I did a lot of theater all growing up.
Oh,
Like, I did,
like
like,
theater
musical theater,
auditions.
and then, like, I did, like, my, like, 3rd grade teacher had, like, an off-Broadway production I think was, like, rather sexual, but, like, I was in it as, like, a
How
voiceover.
how old were you?
I was probably, like, 10. or something, and I like
Wow.
played
In New York,
the
off Broadway? Like, what is off?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
wow.
It was in New York, and like we got a tape of it, and like my
Wait.
parents wouldn't let me watch it for like years.
Oh, yeah. But
And,
how did you now become Kieran Shipka if you were like going on all these auditions? Why didn't
I
anyone be
mean, it
like,
was
that girl
just
needs a TV show?
well, I mean,
I guess you were doing theater and not television at that point. You
yeah, I was
hadn't
doing the
transitioned that point of
theater
your career.
circuit.
Yeah. Um, damn. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I really wanted to be a British actor.
So was that part of it? Like when you had or sort of were ingesting and like participating in all this British media, like were you like was it an aspirational thing? Like you thought British people are like really, really cool and like wanted to be like that? Or like how'd you perceive them?
My dad's now decided to play basketball at right this minute. So
I
this
can't hear anything. It's
okay,
okay.
good. Well, I think like also British media, at least like my feelings of it, like um Narnia, Harry Potter,
Hmm.
those are the only two things that like cast like actors that were the age of children.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I think that was like the only thing I was like, I have to be British if I want to like play my
Because of the age thing?
yeah. I was like,
Oh wow. That's true.
these are going to be me.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a good. Do you have a good British accent?
I don't practice as much as I guess you did back in the day, but I do sometimes. Well, because sometimes like if I watch a movie or like watch a YouTube video, like if something sounds interesting or funny, like I'll repeat
Mhm.
it like alone, just like while I'm watching it, I'll just like quote what they just said back to the screen. Um, and I don't know, I've heard people who do that too. I don't know if it's like a thing or not, but
I think Kristen
so
Bell does that.
yeah, Kristen Bell does that. And so like I think I do a good job at like mimicking sounds that I hear,
Mhm.
but if someone were to just give me a sentence and like for me to just create an accent in my head, I don't think it would be very good. But if someone said something to me and I would were to mimic their accent wherever they're from, I think I could do a good job.
Interesting.
But yeah, because also British accents are very particular to like certain areas and stuff, and like classism is like a big thing for them,
Yeah.
whereas I feel like we're just too occupied with racism that we're just like not it's not as much of a thing. But
Yeah, yeah.
it's
I
not,
don't
at
know.
least it's not related to our accent. Our
Mhm.
accents are way more like regional.
Yeah.
um but
Yeah.
yeah.
I try to speak like Daisy Ridley in my head.
Yeah, it there is something gratifying about the way that they speak.
Mhm.
Like it is, I feel like the harsh consonants that Americans have sometimes can be very like, I don't know, like the British accent does like feel less harsh on the vocal cords. I don't know how to describe it. But also like having my throat be sore right now,
Mm.
um, it is something that I'm like sort of paying attention to,
Yeah.
of like what pronunciations, like the hard R in America, uh, like strains your muscles more than like other pronunciations do, and that
Yeah.
kind of thing. But that's also why Haley Williams pronounces like a soft R now, like in her songs, because she got vocal notes on the way she would do like a hard R, because the punk pronunciation in songs is like a very hard R.
Mhm.
Um, sometimes I think just like, you know, all the bands that were influenced by Blink 182, but also there's a lot of like emo bands that specifically sing with a British accent, a la the Phoebe Bridgers song about what's his face, Ryan Adams. So there's like a section of emo music where they pronounce words the way British people do, um, for like a stylistic reasons. It's very interesting, even if like they don't talk that way or pronounce words that way while speaking. And then so it took me a while to figure out which bands were actually British, because I didn't realize that they were like pronouncing words differently. But like I really liked Moose Blood, but also that band died, and also they were problematic, but they were British and I had no idea. But
Yeah, I don't know. I
love
mean,
Midwest emo.
I think um Like, I think people shame also
Wait,
Americans.
I'm sorry. That was so cute. A girl just left her apartment, slammed the door. I don't know if you could hear, but then
No.
she just shouted back, "I didn't mean to slam that." It was so cute. A lot of new people moved into my building this past month, and so they're all like adjusting. It's real cute, and I'm leaving, so
Sad.
time passes through the
This took a
hourglass.
turn.
But what were you saying? I interrupted you. I'm so sorry.
Well, I feel like Mary Poppins brought down America for England. Um,
Brought down America.
just because of like the accent from Bert. I can't remember what's his name.
Mm,
Dick,
Dick.
yeah, Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke. Oh my God, I
And
just knew Dick, and that was it.
it's like I feel like that was what everyone was like. This
Because
is
he
what
did that like
Americans think.
real thick Cockney. Well, because here's the thing, I feel like British people when they try to do American accents, they
Always
either do Valley Girl or country, which is two very specific regions of America. Whereas most people talk like they're from like Ohio or whatever, um, and then you have like the New York accent and stuff like that. But I feel like when American people do British accents, they either do like the really posh London whatever, or they do the like thick Cockney accent, which is or like the like really intense. It's like the two extremes, you know?
Blimey, I'm bad. I'm the local chimney sweep.
Yeah. Oh my God. Because part of that is like it was like a children's thing and it was supposed to be like cartoonish.
Yeah, but
And it
everyone
was like
hates him.
fantasy, but yeah, ugh, British people so butthurt. But I love Dick Van Dyke. Oh my God. But Americans are also butthurt all the time. Don't get me wrong. But it was really interesting. I also yeah, because the original British invasion was like music related and like the Beatles and like I think the
I
Rolling
feel
Stones as
like
well back in the 60s. And they had like, a
I feel
lot
like
of British movies back in the day.
I feel like
But
the original British invasion was colonialism.
oh my God.
Sorry,
The
I
original British invasion was just America. America is the British.
well, it's like, they took over India. So I'm heard
Yeah.
about it. And then they were like, British cooking is incredible. But then they made their national dish chicken tikka masala. And it's
Oh
like
my
you can't
goodness.
do that.
Oh my God.
I love
Wow.
England. I don't want to come across like I don't like
Yeah.
England. I love England.
Oof.
Sorry.
Do we love them? um, I like the culture and I like some of the people. Maybe not their politics. I feel like
Not Josh.
every like white politics. No, that guy was a skis bag. Oh my God. He was like, come to my apartment, let me cook you tilapia. And I'm like, really? You're gonna seduce someone with fish?
What?
Tilapia? That's like the poor man's fish too. Like, not even, oh my God.
Come
Like
over
buy
for some
fucking
fish
salmon.
sticks.
Oh my God. But yeah, I don't know. I did like it was that thing where everybody was like, "Oh, we love like British people that were cool because it's like, different and stuff like that." And then also because of all like the romantic rom-coms of the time, it was very like a romantic thing. Like being British or having an accent was like an attractive quality or whatever. Whereas like I don't know if that's the same for British people. Like, is an American accent attractive? Like, I think
No.
not. Like, I don't think they feel that way about us. Because also after a certain point, especially I think maybe George Bush like soured the relationship where they were like, fuck Americans. And then I think British people like loved Obama. And then with Trump, everybody hated America.
Yeah.
But
So did we.
I don't know, because I do know that other countries get a lot of American media, but I don't know if they like idealize the American experience or like American people the way that Americans are like, oh, British people are so cool. Because I don't think anyone's like fuck British people. Like I think we all think that they're cool.
Yeah.
you know? But yeah, but also I do think there is variations of British culture, but I think it is definitely a way more united, like there's more
Kingdom.
common experiences
It's a
with like in
united
England.
kingdom.
Oh my God. Whereas America's like there really are so many different regions and different cultural stuff that like like an East Coast kid is very different from a West Coast kid and stuff like that. And like Texas is its own country and stuff like that. So, but yeah, specifically these movies though, none of them were like my favorite, like, oh my God, like favorite movie ever. But I think they did have an impression of me on me. Um, I don't know, specifically Angus Thongs and Perfect Snogging. Um, it was the kind of thing where it was based off of a book, and then I tried to read the book and I couldn't because the lingo was so different. And it was kind of like, you know how Juno has its own lingo in the script? Like this book had its own lingo in the book, and I'm like, I dead ass don't know what they're saying. So I couldn't like I had to translate it into like American lingo for me to read it. And I feel like you lose some of the spark of the book by doing that.
Wait,
But
do you think it'll be read in like Brit lit classes in the
Ritlet?
future? In British literature
Oh,
classes?
Britlet. I don't know.
With like Beowulf?
Hopefully. Oh my God. But I mean, part of the draw was Aaron Taylor Johnson,
Mm,
beautiful specimen in the movie.
mhm.
And we don't have to go into his personal life, but it's sad. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sad
No,
times.
I agree.
But
Very weird.
yeah, but a little update. So apparently everyone and their cousin in England is named Georgia. Everyone's named Georgia. So there are like three actresses in this movie named Georgia, and then the main character was called Georgia.
Oh, wow.
But the actress who played her, whose name is Georgia, she got married and had a baby with Rupert Grint from Harry Potter. They
They named their kid Florida.
no, they named their kid Wednesday. It was so cute.
That took a turn.
It was so cute. I'm pretty sure I got that right. I've been listening to a lot of Armchair Expert podcast episodes,
Mm.
um, where it's the kind of thing where I ran out of episodes of celebrities that I actually like and follow. So now I'm like discovering celebrities that I know of but not too well through this podcast. And so I'm like learning like these in-depth details about all these random celebrities. And one of them is Rupert Grint. And I think that was the celebrity that they named their kid Wednesday, which I think is really cute. I love Wednesday Addams, but
Better than
yeah.
Apple.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. So also I just watched What a Girl Wants last night too.
Wow.
And there was like two twins in the movie called Pear and Apple.
Yeah.
So and then Gwyneth Paltrow named her kid Apple. So I think, yeah. But you know,
What a
life man.
film.
But
I can't believe the mom is dead. I like just found that out.
whose mom?
I mean, in What a Girl Wants.
The mom's not dead. It's played. Oh my God. No, the actress is dead.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that too. John Travolta's wife is dead.
I never knew that.
She died of cancer like in 2020. It's
I
so
never knew
sad.
that. She was also the
Yeah.
mom in Sky High.
Yeah, she was also the love interest in that one Maroon 5 music video.
Yeah.
Devastating. But I was like, the mom's in the movie. She's very much alive. But yeah, I just the Angus Thongs Perfect Snogging. It was just such an iconic movie. Like I remember they had like I forget the band name, but they had like this band a part of the movie with like the Ultraviolet song, which was big on promo. I feel like there's a lot of movies like that on the N network, which has since deceased. But
You know what I wish we had?
mhm.
British game shows.
Do British people have game shows?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the Crystal Maze?
No.
I found the Crystal Maze when I went to London. We were just channel surfing, and like they have to do all these weird things where they have to like crawl into tunnels. Like they make a whole little like maze thing for them. And it's fascinating. I can't remember why I found it so funny, but I think about the Crystal Maze all the time, and you can do like the Crystal Maze experience, and we really wanted to do it.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
Mhm.
I feel like are American game shows prolific? I feel like there was X Factor. So I'm so sorry. I'm like wiping sweat off of my body constantly for anyone who's watching this. But I feel like the singing game show like happened first in England because Simon Cowell is British. And so
Yeah.
he created so many huge pop stars. He also created One Direction, which was another like the 2.0 British invasion of
Yeah.
like boy bands from England. And then Harry Styles, good export from England. But yeah, I wish I had like come up with more cohesive discussion questions about these movies.
No, you're good.
Because I feel like I'm just rambling. But it is interesting that I feel like that kind of cultural wave ended, you know? Like I don't feel like we have those kinds of British movies getting made and promoted to American audiences the same way, you know?
But I feel like we have The Crown now, and
We
it's
do
like
have The
everything
Crown.
is awful.
Everything is awful. Yeah, but that is like very historical, like Mad Men, very cinematic TV.
Mhm.
Whereas I feel like maybe, I don't know, maybe did rom-coms die? Because I feel like
Mm.
I guess it's mostly like franchises and superhero movies now, which do incorporate like some British actors, but
Yeah. I mean, like, I feel like most
I feel like there's
m
no like Hugh Grant was like a huge icon in
Mhm.
Hollywood as this like British love interest, and we don't have like a modern day equivalent, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think it's like there's less crossover between, like, British and American in the same way that it used to be, like, The Prince and Me and stuff. It's like
Uh,
either they're, like, all British or, like, all American.
well,
And I
because
don't know
here's
if
yeah.
no, go ahead.
Well, because here's the thing, maybe because Prince William got married in 2011. So
Mhm.
well, I guess because Meghan Markle is American married to Prince, but she's not like in line to the throne.
Mhm.
Um, I feel like maybe because he was no longer like he like officially was off the market,
Mm.
that they were like, there's no hope. Like
Let's let it go.
like it was just sort of like Americans playing with the idea of one day marrying like the eligible British prince. And
Mhm.
once that was over, they were like, no, we don't need him anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of happened in Princess Diaries too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was like a American becomes a European.
Mhm.
Is that some sort of weird colonial like white Americans going back to their roots of
I
like
don't
being
know.
European? Ew. I don't know, maybe, but maybe that's part of
I
it.
believe in Genovia. I think
Yeah.
Genovia would be a great. I feel like they're the only country we can trust. They haven't had
Government
any
doesn't
COVID
exist.
cases.
So true. Oh my God. I definitely feel like they're the type of movies that maybe they wouldn't hold up, like the rom-coms wouldn't like hold up in today's like media
Mhm.
standards, but like as like love stories, they're not like super problematic. Like they're not like super based in, I don't know, if you take away or if you like take account the cultural context, they weren't like super controversial movies or anything like that. But it was interesting like watching Love Actually last night, and I was like, oh, I like sometimes forget how much of a 9/11 movie that it was, and how like that was very much like a, a sign of the times of like they everybody was like, it was a thing where they wanted a movie celebrating like love and loved ones because people had lost loved ones, and also it was a movie based on making people not afraid of airports anymore. And it was like it had become such a tragic place, and also tons of security lines and stuff like that. It'd become like a sort of scary, traumatic atmosphere. Whereas the movie really were like, no, airports are where you reunite with loved ones. It's where you like go on adventures and like you see the people you care about. Like airports are like good spaces. And I feel like that was like an intense message in the movie that I just like forget because sometimes I'll just be like, oh, Christmas movie, yay, British people. But yeah, so there's definitely like an era in time. And I actually like don't understand what the American British relations were like back then. I know they like hated George Bush, but like we hated him too. Whereas I don't know. I feel like with Donald Trump, it's the kind of thing where it's like I wanted people to know that his own country hated Donald Trump,
Yeah.
but I feel like everybody was like, "Oh, Donald Trump is super popular in America," which he
Yeah.
was in some pockets, but I don't know. Like it was the kind of thing where it's like I did travel
Mhm.
post Trump and like places and I had to be like, yeah, I'm American, but I'm not like
Mhm.
I don't like Trump. We don't like Trump. Like you had to stake that claim so that people didn't. weren't like afraid of you or something.
Yeah.
And also I can get away with not like I don't look American, so
No, yeah, like because my mom travels a lot for work, and like everyone was like worried about
yeah.
her, and like you need to get out of there.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Do you want
But
to go into your game, or do we still have time?
um no, we definitely have time for my game. Okay,
Okay.
so transition. Oh my God. I guess moral of the story is like, I don't know,
We're
maybe
friends with
England
Brits.
needs to create more British male love interest icons, you know? Like we need a new Hugh Grant. I'm
Tom
tired of
Holland.
Timmy Chalamet.
Tom Holland and Zendaya.
Oh my God. That maybe that will be the fire to reignite the American British love.
There we
Uh,
go.
you know,
You heard it here first. We fixed the
love romance.
problem. Was it
I
a
can't believe
problem?
Tom Holland and Zendaya are healing the British American political times. But okay, so last episode we ran out of time. We couldn't do our I guess it's like a quizzing game.
Mhm.
Basically, I'm
I'm
like
really good
torturing
at quizzes.
Marriya, but about things that she specifically wouldn't know. But I think this you might have a better chance at. But I basically like paint the picture of the historical context and make her guess like the song of the year, or in this case, the movie of the year, um, and sort of, you know, bring us back to the cultural icons of that time, but also like um, sort of, I don't know, re-educate ourselves on what life was like and like, you know,
Okay.
what life was like back then. But so yeah.
Perfect.
So this
I'm
I last year I
excited.
went off the Billboard Hot 100 like track of the year each week
Hmm.
or end of the year. But this time I'm going off of MTV's Movie of the Year
Okay.
award. So it was like the big finish of like the award show back in the day.
Yeah.
I feel like nobody watches the MTV Movie Awards anymore. Maybe
I
that's
thought it
just
was all like
me.
music. That's it,
That's the
isn't it?
VMAs.
Oh.
But
Oh.
I feel like award shows just like because cable died that it's hard
Yeah.
to watch now, and I don't want to pay for live TV on Hulu.
Right.
But also I just like want to cancel all my subscriptions just so I can afford HBO Max, you know. But okay, so we're doing the 97 to 2005
Hmm.
time frame again,
Okay.
and we're going to start off with 1997.
Okay.
So to set the tone, the world had become a better place because little babies, Marriya and Silvana, were born this year.
Yay.
Also, tragedy struck. Princess Diana died. We acknowledged that last time. But so, um, so
This is such a weird mood you put us in.
I don't know why. I don't know what kind of mood I'm in today. But the year is 1997. Elizabeth Banks had just graduated college and been offered a 2-year contract at a soap opera that would be it was a $250,000 contract in 1997. So it means something. It would have paid off all her debts, would have been put her in a financially secure place, and she decided to forego it because she knew she was meant for something bigger.
Wow.
And if she was like the first showcase I do, I get offered this kind of contract, I think I can do better.
Hmm.
And she was right. She did do better. What was the movie of the year in 1997?
Pitch Perfect.
No.
Hunger Games.
I just watched a podcast or listened to a podcast with Elizabeth Banks, and she mentioned the movie of the year in the podcast of like setting the acting scene of like every actress wanted to emulate this actress's career because this was the top movie of the year.
Wait, was it? Did it have Elizabeth Banks in it?
No,
Oh,
she
I thought
wasn't
that
an
was the
actress yet.
clip.
She was she was
That's
she had
why I
just
was making
graduated from UPenn, Ivy League school from the drama program, and she was like the I turned down the soap opera career because the career everybody wanted to emulate was sort of like this actress.
I thought you meant then she went on to star in this movie.
No, she like did commercial work that year. She didn't hit it big for a while.
Um,
I love Elizabeth Banks. Um,
um,
but
do you have
what
any more clues
also another clue is
other
that the
than
lead in
it
this
doesn't
actress.
star Elizabeth Banks?
So this movie was a big movie for this actress. She's really not known for anything else nowadays, although she was in Mad Men for like a hot sec. On an airplane. There you go, airports. Thread. And this also helped relaunch Drew Barrymore's career. So that might be a little bit more of a clue. It goes with the thunderstorm atmosphere of tonight. You wouldn't want to watch this movie alone. And the star of this movie was like, she was the it girl of the time, a non-blonde it girl. So
Carrie.
Carrie? Who's Carrie?
I don't
know.
know.
It wasn't
That's
Carrie.
a horror movie.
From the 80s, Marriya.
Oh, is it a horror movie?
It is a horror movie. Think
Friday
of
the
the
13th?
horror movie of the 90s.
Halloween.
It was a huge franchise.
Friday
Courtney
the
Cox
13th.
was in a sequel once. Huh?
Friday the 13th.
No.
Halloween.
No. You're getting there.
The Conjuring.
No, that's 2010s.
Scream. I don't know.
Yes! Scream! Starring Neve Campbell.
Painting.
Neve Campbell was so huge back then. And that was the girl that Elizabeth Banks was like, everybody wanted to be like her. Everybody wanted her career
I
at
thought
the
Elizabeth
time.
Banks was the clue.
No, Elizabeth Banks was not in Scream.
No, I was like, does it have
I just
to do
wanted to
with
set the scene.
Is Banks the clue? Is it Mary
I wanted to set the scene of like what 97 was like Elizabeth Banks was graduating college, and like that was like the tone of the year. Anyways, moving on from the horror genre into the melodramatic romance genre. This movie also launched like 2 careers. 1998.
Did it launch Elizabeth Banks?
No. The movie of the year was the first movie my parents went to see on their own after I was born. It was their first date night since I was born. And it was like their first night away from their newborn baby.
I've met your mom like twice. This didn't come up.
What movie is this? 1998 launched 2 huge actors, an actor and an actress, in this huge romance melodrama. What movie is it? 1998, think. Movie of the year.
Sally.
That's not a fucking melodrama. Oh my God, I love Meg Ryan. Also, the 80s. Stop thinking about the 80s, Marriya. Okay. Guess. Think of any 90s movie ever.
A Parent Trap.
A drama, a romance, a melodrama. They died. That was 2003. This whole game is about the year. Think 1998. I've set the scene. My parents were out on a date. What movie did they see? It was a huge date movie.
I wasn't there.
The actress was 19 when she filmed it. And then her fiance drowned. And she went to the premiere devastated by grief. But thankfully her co-star was a close friend and he supported her.
I don't know why I'm thinking of like the pool mystery in Nancy Drew the movie.
Any romance movie from the 90s. Any romance movie. Just think more. Yeah.
She's All That. Or not I don't know.
Not a teen movie. A melodrama. Tears. Super long. Also was a huge thing for the director as well. Huge career defining moment. And still the huge career defining moment of the actor and the actress leads of the film.
Walk to Remember.
One was a redhead.
Spider-Man.
Oh my God. I feel like you know this and you're just trying to avoid it. Melodrama, date movie, death, tears, a redhead.
I thought I was going to do better at this.
The male lead went on to bed many underage models. Not underage, but like on the edge of 17. Like, 18. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I did it. That was so
Titanic. My parents went to see Titanic.
I wasn't there
after I was born. You should have known, Marriya. That was such a good cultural context clue.
I was the baby crying in the back row.
Oh my God. Anyways, literally any romance movie of the 90s, people would say like, oh, Titanic. but no biggie.
I don't think
I'm
of
not holding
years.
you to any standard.
I don't think of years. You could
I
have
admit
done
my
like
I admit my clues are very I admit my clues are very niche this round, but we're
It's a
hopefully they'll
trivia
get better.
about your parents.
Okay. The year's 1999.
Fuck.
Everybody is dancing.
Not me. I
How?
don't even know if I can walk.
You can't dance when you're 2 years old.
No.
Anyways, I was dancing it too.
Oh
Hair
shit.
flip. Everybody's dancing like how? Like it was 1999. Actually, that song came out like 5 years before 1999. Anyways, I'm gonna give you a multiple choice of all these iconic movies that came out in 1999, and you will have to choose or guess which one won. Okay. The movies are Armageddon, Saving Private Ryan, Shakespeare in Love, The Truman Show, and There's Something About Mary. One of these movies does not belong. Which one is it? I feel like all of these movies are super iconic and like rewatched multiple times later decades. And I've seen a lot of them, except for one. What movie is the odd one out in all these iconic 90s movies?
I would say Shakespeare in Love.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, weird.
Is the one that won or the one that doesn't belong?
The one that doesn't belong.
Shakespeare in Love was a huge movie. Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh. Well, no, I thought it was bigger because I feel like it was in the Oscars or something. Or
it was a big movie. But all of these are huge movies except There's Something About Mary. What the fuck movie is that? I've never heard of it.
Never heard of that, but I didn't know any of them. So
You
I
didn't? All of these
No,
are
I know
so
all
iconic
of them, but I've never
now.
seen Armageddon and I've never seen
Oh,
Saving
yeah.
Private Ryan. And I've
Actually,
never seen...
my history teacher showed us Saving Private Ryan in school once. I don't think he was
I
supposed
feel
to.
like it was Tom Hanks or something.
No, it was Matt Damon. And it could be Tom Hanks too, but I just know it had Matt Damon in it. Maybe Ben Affleck? I have no idea. But Matt Damon.
They're
Maybe
always
I'm wrong.
around.
Matt Damon's just, he's in everything. But There's Something About Mary was the movie of the year in 1999. Never fucking heard of it. Why did it win?
Because there was something about it.
There's just something about Mary. That was so good. Anyways.
Am I doing really well?
So well. Okay. So the year is 2000. Cyberpunk is in the mainstream. Computers, technology, everybody's talking about it. The tech bubble.
The Matrix.
Oh my God, yeah. The Matrix won the movie of the year in the year 2000.
My Elton John Candle in the Wind.
Kid. What a comeback. Blew it out of the water. Didn't even have to say anything else. Wow. 10 out of 10. I can't believe it.
My Candle in the Wind moment of this round.
So true. Oh my God. All right. A little bit more obscure. This movie is 2001. So I'm pretty sure it came out pre 9/11, but it had a guy named Gerard in it.
Color?
Yeah, that one.
Oh.
And he wore sandals. I don't know why this movie was so big. Do you know this movie? Gerard Butler.
I see him in my head.
In historical context where most men wore sandals. What movie am I talking about? This is like the one I know the least of.
Was it a romance?
I don't know. If it had romance in it, it wasn't the main. It was an action film. So given that The Matrix was about, futuristic technology, computers, ones and zeros, this next movie was all about the ancient times and no more fighting with lasers and computers. It was like hand-to-hand combat, blood, sandals, horses, men in skirts. Not Braveheart. The men in skirts was a red herring. It had Gerard Butler.
Was it the one where it's like I'm so and so. No, I'm so and so.
Spartacus? No, it wasn't Spartacus. That's a good one though. It is a Roman movie though, like Roman Greek kind of thing. What is
Caesar.
the people who would ride on the chariots?
Gladiator.
There you go.
Wow,
Woo!
nailed it.
Nailed it. First try. All right. So this one's kind of
what year are
like
we?
a 3-in-1.
2002?
So I'm talking about the year 2002, 2003, 2004. This franchise beat out every movie for 3 years in a row, including Legally Blonde for movie of the year.
Fuck them.
What franchise pulled off this feat for the MTV Movie Awards 3 years in a row and won movie of the year? It wasn't the Transformers. You know a lot about this, I think.
Scooby-Doo live action.
No, it's a movie series, and it's a fantasy series as well, which I feel like you've read a lot of fantasy series now. It's an adult. Well, I don't know.
Indiana
actually.
Jones?
No, that's not fantasy. No. Professors are real.
Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
Oh my god.
They won 3 years in a row. I've never seen a Lord of the Rings film, and it was like a huge thing back in the day. It just seems so boring.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of them. Brooke,
I feel like Stephen Colbert has just put me on a list to kill. People who love the films like really love them though. And like Orlando Bloom was like a huge guy back then. Heartthrob.
Now he's a little shorter.
Yeah, he lost a few inches. Had a baby though. So many babies being made with Katy Perry. They seem really
specifically
happy. No.
A lot of babies are being made with you.
Specifically with Katy Perry. No. But they named their baby Flower. Not Flower, Daisy. Daisy Bloom is her name.
I was picturing like Flower, like Flour. And she would have fit in with like Paprika on Blue's
Paprika. Oh my god, iconic. But yeah, so they beat out Legally Blonde, and I feel like that should have definitely like won out for the movie of the year, because I feel like across genres, I feel like Legally Blonde has had like such a huge cultural impact, where I feel like with the fantasy genre, like it is very like you're either in it or you're not. But I don't know, I feel like kids had Lord of the Rings birthday parties for like decades after that, or 1.5. I think it's been more than a decade and a half since the movies came out. But okay, final year. We're kind of close on the clock. But the year is 2005. The indie movie industry, is sort of been brewing over the years, and it's finally like it's having its moment in the movie industry. Indie movies are a thing. They're making a lot of money for a really low budget. Juno is about to be really big. But this film really put indie films on the map, and like led to a lot of indie films being made in that time by producers realizing you can make a lot of money, it can be really successful and also really good. So a lot of indie movies started getting produced. What indie movie won movie of the year and sort of like started this wave, this movement?
For some reason, I'm thinking like Scott Pilgrim.
No, Scott Pilgrim, it was 2010. Oh my god. Love Scott Pilgrim though.
Eternal Sunshine Spotless.
That was a good movie though. I think it did come out 2005. Not as indie. Jim Carrey's a big name. Kate Winslet's a big name. So no-name actors, very culturally iconic. People still wear t-shirts that have to do with this movie.
Napoleon?
I don't know if you'd Napoleon Dynamite. Woo! People still wear the Vote Pedro.
Yeah, when you said t-shirt.
We love to see it. The iconic dance he did too at the talent show. I don't remember the dance.
I nailed that one. Wow.
Yeah, good job. So I feel like you were floundering a little bit, and then you just came out strong.
When I had memories.
Some of it. Can you hear the sirens? I feel like someone's dying outside my window.
But when we moved into the years that I had memories, I think I got better.
Memories. So maybe the sequel parts of these of this segment will include different years.
Mhm.
But I feel like this is also like, I think it's cool to find out more about the years you were born in, you know. But
You want to do a 10-minute Mad Lib?
a 10-minute Mad Lib.
We'll just
Can we
as
make
fast
it
as we can.
5?
Yeah.
10
Give
minutes
me
is
an
a long
adjective.
time for a Mad Lib.
Well, this is
There's
because
usually only like 10 blank spaces. We can spend a minute on each blank space.
well, with how fast we do it. But okay, so we're doing
Okay.
British, and so I did Night of the Living Mad Libs because they are old,
Ooh.
and so there's a lot of ghosts. Okay, give me an
Yeah,
adjective.
British people are old and ghosts. Okay. Fast.
Adjective.
What did you ask me?
Adjective.
Glowing. Just the way I'm glistening in the sun, in the light of my lamp. I've been wiping sweat off my face this whole hour. Oh my god.
I do type of liquid. I'm gonna say decaf tea because it's a sin. Can you give me a noun? What if we do just
Sweat.
all British words?
No,
I like
or clotted cream. That's the noun. Clotted cream. I have some in my fridge. I love a scone. A scone.
adjective, so I'm gonna say foggy. Can you give me a noun?
Bottoms. Foggy bottom. That's a DC joke and a SpongeBob joke.
Wow.
So, ooh.
A noun. So I'm gonna say palace. Sorry, that's my garage. Can you give me an animal?
Giraffe. Yes.
I'm gonna do a noun. I'm gonna say wig. Can you give me a noun?
Ferry. Like a boat ferry, a ferry boat.
A ferry boat?
A ferry boat. Yeah, I like to get to Staten Island.
Okay. Plural noun, I'm gonna say oysters. Can you give me a noun?
Couch.
Okay, I have a noun. I'm gonna say ceiling fan. Can you give me an adjective?
Ooh. Deafening.
Ooh. I'm gonna do noun, and I'm gonna say chip. Can you give me a verb past tense?
Past tense.
Mm-hmm.
Snogged. Snugged.
Adjective. I'm gonna say magical. Can you give me a number?
Number 73.
Ooh, that was good. And then I'm gonna do a noun, and I'm gonna say chimney for a bird. Okay, so this is called Who's There?
Oh no.
Had multiple O's. One night I was sitting alone in my glowing house, sipping a cup of decaf tea as I read from an old clotted cream. Suddenly, there was a foggy noise coming from the bottoms. The hair on the back of my palace stood straight up, and I got giraffe bumps all over my body. Then I remembered this wig was supposed to be haunted. Someone or something was down in the ferry boat. I heard clanking oysters, as if a couch were being dragged across the floor of the ceiling fan. The room suddenly became deafening and cold. A big white chip floated through the door. I nearly snogged in my pants.
Oh my god.
Speaking
Same.
in a magical voice, the ghost said something I'll never forget. If I live to be 73, and then you immediately forget once you're 74. I've just come from the bathroom and you're out of chimney paper.
Oh my god.
Snogged in my pants. I feel like I'm 5.
That was a good one. All right. I feel like this is good timing too.
Yeah.
Also, the people who I have my meeting with haven't texted about it, so I assume it's happening. But
I have class.
all right. Well, guys, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this. If
Not
you
your
happen to be
fan.
British,
I'm sorry. Holly, we love you.
also, if you're British and your name's Josh and you're not in the many British bands that have members named Josh, also sorry, but please stay away. Anyways. Bye.